12 hours race within the area that was more or less, I would expect to have, constant wind, I would say. I mean, constant wind in a way, when we we had 2 years ago, 1,000 Islands race, we had Estimate, Maxi, 100 footer.
Yeah.
These guys told me, said, come on, we had 25 times we had to change the sail, to change this. What type of race is this? I said, this is different race, because they go on the middle sea race. You have 5 or 6 legs, which more or less, if there is a wind, you set up and cue. And Sydney Hobart, start with one tack and probably finish with one tack. And you can,
2 turns.
yeah. So it's, and here is, among all the islands, there is another island. So you have to choose. Okay, there is the wind from here. Then there is a line. There's so many things that are affecting.
Okay, let's go to the European side.
I think that also for PCS, for the long distance, will work for the.
We will have parking lots as well.
I know, but it's part of the game, right? But I still can expect that within the 10 and even about parking lots, it's much more important to have race committee to be prepared maybe to shorten the race.
Yes, of course.
Because then you are saving the results.
Yeah.
Because it's not, and this is also a combination of not just the scoring, of race management, to act properly when you see that, okay, the wind is dropping, have a couple of marks when you know that you can simply shorten the race. This is much more important.
One question.
Yes.
You told us if most of the distance is reaching to construct the course.
Yes.
But this is only for international certificates.
No, the completely the PCS and the story about the PCS can be used with the club certificate, because all the things, all the numbers and all these, let me show you.
The time allowances.
All these time allowances existing in the club, and in fact, I don't know, I didn't put your certificates on one page only. Put one page.
Yes.
Because there is option for RC club to have this on the second page. Optional second page. I can make this. I mean,
in any case, all these data for foreign are included in the RNS file, which is
yes.
the one used for the scoring.
So I mean, this is this is not a problem. This will be used. And then we come to the triple number. So the triple number is written here. First is less than 9 knots, between 9 and 14, and above 14. Now also the question is, what is about 14? Is 14.1 or how we measure this? As you need also some common sense and approach. And basically, I think that if I ask any of you here, and if you are out sailing again, if I ask you also light, medium, and or heavy, I would say that 99% will give the same answer, or will tell me, oh yes, was heavy, or was my medium, or was light, or something like that. It's not a big problem to define between the three divisions, three categories of the wind strength. This table is also a bit, this is how it is here calculated, and frankly, I think that this table should be presented in better ways, like something we have for a single number time distance, because there are some parts, not percentages, and then we can.
Well, let's say we have an upwind, downwind, normal upwind, downwind, and we start with 8 knots, and then let's say gradually picks up, and half of the fleet finishes with 10 or 12 knots, and the late orders finishes with 16 knots.
Yeah. That's, if this will deliver,
or in, I don't know, 20 miles race.
No, if this, yes. I mean, generally, you should say before the start which rating will apply.
Which rating or which number?
Which number? Triple or low?
Before the start.
Before the start.
With the warning signal.
Yes. But even the rule allows you to change this if conditions significantly change after the start. So if you,
But we are talking about the predominant wind, right?
yeah.
Alright.
So if you started, as you said, with 8 knots of wind, and this lasted for half an hour, and then 20 miles raised, then wind went up, so probably this was 10% of the race, and you actually announced this. You can have simply say after this, okay, we will rescore and use this number. The good thing is that, and I would always suggest nowadays how we are dealing with this offshore races, the race committee mostly communicates via chat and saying what his intention, what he is doing. So you may say on the radio, okay, we are starting like this. If you see that the wind is blowing, even before the finish of the boat, you may say, okay, we are changing and we will, because of this is why. Because if you know that you will do it, rather say it earlier, rather than wait the finish, maybe calculate, and then the worst thing is to publish results and then to recalculate results.
Yeah.
Because then everyone is saying, well, what you are doing, you want this guy to win, not, you are, adjusting the results and things like that. So it is always, again, question on the race committee to have some smart guy who knows what he's doing.
It's possible to calculate heat rate wind for the triple number and
Not
based
really.
on this.
Not really.
Just measure the wind and decide on basis.
I mean, the biggest difference is because for the PCS you have a curve like this,
Yeah.
and for the triple number you have only like this. This is your triple number because here is 9 and here is 14. So in that range your rating is always like this, here is always like this, and here is always like this.
Correct.
So it's not, it's your implied wind between 9 and 14 is always the same.
Yeah, but if you try to decide between low and medium,
Yeah.
if you use the implied wind and you see that it's between 9 and 14, which is medium, and you say, okay, we use.
Yeah, but to do this, you need to have this curve. If you don't have the construction of the course,
Yes.
then
Right.
or if you just take the one of the four curves, but it's no.
You need to have the constructed course.
You need to construct the course. But here you are limited on the three numbers.
And if you're doing the effort to have all this information for constructed course, better use the constructed course.
The good thing of triple number is that it's simple and gives you different rating for the boat under light conditions and between the two boats under heavy and the medium condition. And again, for the club level, I will always go, let's say, and the short races go with the triple number. For the top level, nationals, international championship, go to PCS and have a race committee who can handle it.
If you want to use a triple number, be prepared to reply the questions.
Exactly. This is what I'm afraid. The performance curve, like he did the performance line, like it's easy. You need to measure the distance.
And this is why I'm kind of surprised that you're kind of reluctant to the option for PCS. I kind of thought that this is kind of, a step ahead with the.
No, I would say that for a shorter distance and for a more expected to be the similar race condition, I would always go for Sloshik PSA.
For example, last year we had this great race here, which is kind of classic here for how many years now? 65 years? 60. Okay. So it's a 65 miles, right? 64.
16.
Yeah, well,
11 miles.
how many miles? And that was a 60th edition.
Odilo Latis.
Odilo Latis edition. Okay.
Okay.
Almost. So it's a 57th edition and
Yeah.
it has 60 miles. So Last year, I think we started, what was it, maybe 12, or maybe 14, 16 knots. Then it was dying gradually. Then the storm came with 20 something. Then we, I think, sailed with 12 to 14 knots, I think, throughout the night, I think. And then at the end, it was around 20 knots.
So what should be applied?
Now,
In this
Single
case,
number.
with the-
Single
if
number.
you use the
Single
PCS,
number.
the wind will be very light, which is then not
Which is not-
representative
not-
of the race.
yeah.
And then better at this point, we use the single number, and then there are no
And
questions.
even triple
Well,
number.
I mean, still it was within range. We never, there was no parking lot. I think there was, the weakest wind was 6, 7 knots.
No, I understand what you are asking. The problem is that ocean for PCS, in that case, ultimately will give you inclined wind, probably very low. And so then you are probably, because even with ocean, with PCS, you will get some inclined wind. If
Yes.
you may expect that this inclined wind can be in the range of prevailing wind or most prevailing wind, it's okay. But if you get the big difference, if you for the race you just is described, you for ocean for PCS get inclined wind of 8 knots, then you are in trouble. And particularly what is important to understand with the PCS is these curves are always going like this. Very steep here, and then